Hey there folks, RON9MM here. And before we get started on today's show, I wanted to take a moment to address some concerns that have been brought to my attention from some of my critics. They have said that the show lacks production values being filmed in front of my garage door. Well, in order to address these concerns, I've decided to start wearing this incredibly stylish, unbelievably cool, and surprisingly expensive Tory Richard brand Aloha shirt.
More.
Okay, I'll start using this bright red background.
More.
All right, fine. Post-production, I'll throw in some kind of logo. Satisfied?
More.
Jack it up.
Oh, less. Keep the hair.
Can we start the show now? Thank you. On our previous episodes, we were looking at the various LaserLyte systems that were available, the LaserLyte pistol training cartridge and the LaserLyte LT-TTL plastic blue gun. I did show very briefly one of the LaserLyte ReactionTyme targets that I use in conjunction with the LaserLyte systems, and I showed one of them. But I didn't really show you how they worked. Now, these actually come in sets of 2. The problem being that when I purchased mine a couple of years ago, they were $99 on Amazon, and since then, the supply on Amazon seems to have dried up. I'm not sure if LaserLyte's actually making them anymore. I wrote to them and they didn't answer me. I did, however, happen to find a set on an internet site. I just kept searching for them and I found them, and they were at a reasonable price. I think they were at $110. The reason they're so expensive is these are made in America and you do pay for that. So let's have a look. Turn it around. There is a convenient place to hang these from. Little back door, and when we open that up, these take 3 AAA batteries. Interesting thing with these is they all go the same way. No kind of left-right alternation there. Just close it up and you can see on the back there is a switch: off, RT, and on. And let's talk about those. When it's off, it doesn't do very much. However, when you turn it on, you'll see that the outside light goes red for about 5 seconds and then it will turn off. A random amount of time later, it will do this and light up for 5 seconds. During that time is the time that the target will register any laser hits. If you hit it outside of that, it won't register, hence reaction time. Today I'm going to be using these in conjunction with the LaserLyte LT-TTL laser training pistol. Simply put, every time I aim at the target and pull the trigger, it's going to fire a laser. And every time the laser hits in the center, the target's going to react with a double beep. Same thing with the other one. Now, where it becomes more interesting is where you transition from one target to the other target. And see how fast you can go. Now, what makes this more interesting is when you have more than 2 of them, such as having 4 of them. What could be better than having 4 of them? Well, how about 6? Here I am demonstrating with my incredibly valuable toilet paper. Now, where this starts to become a little more challenging is when we set them to reaction time mode. To do that, I'm just going to flip the switch from on to reaction time. You can make this more challenging by adding additional brands of toilet paper positioned at different heights. If you have sufficiently large supplies of toilet paper, even more. So let's talk about what I think about these particular things. At approximately $99, they are a little bit expensive if you can find them. But let's break that down a little bit. For $99, you get 2 of them. $99, depending on how much you're paying for your ammunition, I reckon at $10 a box, which you're not paying, that's 500 rounds. At $20 a box, that's 250 rounds. You're going to be somewhere in the middle. Let's just say that you put 300 rounds downrange at these things, not with a real gun. You'll break them with a laser that hopefully you've already purchased. Once you've gotten to that break-even point, you're ahead. You can shoot in the comfort of your own home without alarming the neighbors. And also, if the weather is inclement outside, you can get some much-needed dry fire practice in. Believe me, these are much more interesting than pointing a gun at a wall. If you can get used to the incessant beeping, which is kind of like living with a budgerigar, but you can also use that to train and react to the noise. If you've got them in opposite corners of the room, you hear the beep, you turn, you fire. Limitations of this. The electronics is pretty primitive. It's just a kind of random timer that goes on, stays on for 5 seconds, then goes off. I would like to see something like this. I hope you're paying attention, LaserLyte. The next generation of these, where you could set the time that the target would stay lit for. Maybe 5 seconds is a little bit too long for you. Maybe you just want it at 4, 3, 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, a second or less if you're really, really good. My current draw time at 5 yards, I am trying to get it down to less than a second. It's really, really tough. My average draw time is about 1.25, 1.3 seconds. I would like to be able to set these to a 1.5 seconds so I can be holstered. It beeps, it lights up, I draw, I see if I can shoot it in time. That would be invaluable for me. The other thing is, I would like to see these talk to each other with Bluetooth or near-field communication. So you set up, whether it's 2, 4, 6, however many of these you've got, I would like to see them that they would all talk to each other, so you could have it that every time you hit one, another one randomly lights up. You space them around, and when you hit one, it goes out, the next one lights up, you shoot that, that goes out. A different one lights up, you shoot that, it goes out. Once you've gotten really good at that, how about 2 at a time? You don't know which one is next going to light up. How about 2 different colors of LED? Red for bad, blue for good. So it would light up, but if it lights up red, then you shoot it, and blue, you hear the beep, you turn and look at it, but then it's blue, so you don't shoot it. That's situational awareness, good guy, bad guy, making decisions. Overall, I think these things are well worth the money if you can find them for the reasons I've already stated. They're a lot of fun. That's about all I've got time for today. My name's RON9MM. You can find me on Facebook. I am also on the YouTube. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please yell it from the rooftops, tell your friends. Until next time, stay safe.